I think we're about to get a big surprise at this year's Oscars, but not in the category most people think. The Best Actor race may have flipped, and the Best Picture might shock people too. I'm Antoinette, this is Culture Alchemy, and today I'm sharing my 2026 Oscar predictions, who I think will win versus who should win. Now, I'm not covering every category. I'm focusing on 10 of the biggest categories. And if there's one that I miss that you feel strongly about, share your thoughts in the comments. I love the debate. All right, let's get into it. So let's kick it off with animated feature, shall we? And this one feels pretty straightforward. Who will win? K-pop Demon Hunters. Who should win? K-pop Demon Hunters. It's visually inventive and fun, emotionally engaging. Yeah, I think this one has it in the bag. It's won almost every single precursor. And if there's any spoiler here, any dark horse, maybe Zootopia 2, because the Academy sometimes leans towards these big studio productions. But realistically, this one feels a lot. And then we get to international feature. Okay, so this category is really strong this year. I'm gonna say who will win? Sentimental Value. Who should win? Sentimental Value. It's beautifully made, emotionally resonant, and it's been getting a lot of support from voters. If there's any dark horse, maybe The Secret Agent could surprise people, but right now I just feel the momentum feels like it's really with Sentimental Value. Then we get to makeup and hairstyling, and well, who will win? Frankenstein. Who should win? Frankenstein. The design work in this film is extraordinary. The transformations, the texture, the scale, it's exactly the kind of work the category is made for. If there's any dark horse, I could actually see The Ugly Stepsister or Kukaho, which I haven't seen, sneaking in. I have seen Ugly Stepsister, and I gotta say it is twisted in the best possible way. Great makeup and effects. But overall, this really feels like this is Frankenstein's to lose. And when we get to original score, let's just get the stage ready for Ludwig Göransson, shall we? Because who should win? Sinners. Who I think will win? Sinners. The score is haunting and immersive, and it just elevates the entire film. If there's any dark horse, maybe One Battle After Another. I'm a huge Johnny Greenwood fan. Something in me would love to see that, but realistically, this just feels like it's Göransson's night. Okay, so now we're moving on to adapted screenplay. Who will win? One Battle After Another. Who should win? Say it with me, people. One Battle After Another. Honestly, I think this is PTA's to lose. If there is any kind of dark horse, I could see Hamnet actually surprising people here. But, I'm going to obviously put my money on One Battle. Now, in original screenplay, this is where I'm really fairly confident that it should go to Sinners, and it will go to Sinners. And I say that because what Ryan Coogler did with that screenplay is honestly kind of wild. It's a period gangster movie, horror film, musical, vampire story, cultural history lesson, all wrapped into one narrative. And it should be a big old mess, but it works. I know this is going to divide people because some of you out there might think this movie is extremely mid. It's also the highest grossing movie of the year, not based on existing IP. It's kind of a big deal. How much more original does this man need to get? So if Sinners somehow doesn't win original screenplay, I don't know what the definition of original is anymore. Now, if there is one dark horse, maybe Sentimental Value could sneak in, but this feels like a category where the Academy says, okay, Ryan, we see you. And that is the right choice. All right, so now we get into the chaotic acting races. And supporting actors is one of the toughest predictions of the year. I'm sort of sweating even as I film this because I honestly don't really know. I gotta say, this is one of the toughest categories for me. But who should win? I'm gonna go Wunmi Misako for Sinners. Her performance has so much emotional depth and quiet strength. Having said that, who will win? I think Amy Madigan, because she has kind of that kind of long career and industry respect. that often carries performance across the finish line. And if someone else takes it, though, it could also be Tiana Taylor, who's had a really strong awards run. But I do feel she's losing a bit of steam here. And honestly, all the respect in the world to her because she gave such a commanding performance in One Battle After Another. It has divided some folks, though, based on what some have called the hypersexualization of her character, Perfidia Beverly Hills. But you can't say it wasn't a powerful performance, and she has the kind of presence that turns someone into a movie star. I absolutely think she could take it home. I could be looking foolish on Oscar night. And if anything, with TT, she's arrived, and I can see her EGOTing, in our lifetime. So I don't know. I'm going to toss a coin flip here, but based on the momentum from the SAG Awards and the Critics' Choice Awards, if I got to tip the scale, I'm gonna give it with a slight edge to Madigan for the win. However, as I said, I would love to see Wunmi Musaku take one of the acting trophies home for Sinners. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a sip here for a second. Supporting actor. All right. Who will win? Sean Penn. He's coming in with serious precursor momentum. But who I think should win, what my heart wants, I want Stellan Skarsgård to win for sentimental value. And here's why. That performance was layered, complicated, and deeply human. And honestly, I mean, he's 74. There's a big part of me that would love to see the Academy just recognize him for his long career and body of work. But realistically, I mean, Sean Penn, he's got major momentum. He's got major momentum. I mean, just having won the actor, the BAFTA, it's not a slam dunk, but because Stellan was not actually in the race for the actor award. So I don't know. This one's going to be a nail biter for me as well. What do you think? Now for something completely different. When it comes to leading actress, I honestly don't think there's an easier category to predict. Who will win? Jessie Buckley. Who should win? Jessie Buckley. Her performance is absolutely devastating as Shakespeare's wife in Hamnet. If someone else manages to win, it would honestly be one of the biggest upsets in Oscar history. She's won every precursor, so I think this is the one to put your money on. Best Director, I also think this is another one that is sort of a slam dunk. Who will win? Paul Thomas Anderson. Who should win? Paul Thomas Anderson. He's a 14-time nominee, never won, and the industry clearly feels like it's his time. And honestly, I agree. PTA is one of the greatest filmmakers of our generation. He's got one of the greatest filmographies of our generation, and I can't see him losing this one. He's won almost every precursor leading up to the Oscars as well. If there's any dark horse here, and I mean, I'm talking like a 1% chance, maybe Ryan Coogler for Sinners, but realistically, PTA has always been the bridesmaid. I feel like this is his year, is his. And now we get to the race that I think has shifted recently. So a few weeks ago, if you had asked me who's going to win Best Actor, this would have looked like Timothée Chalamet's Oscar to lose. But momentum matters. And this has nothing to do with the ballet opera fiasco. But who I think will win is Michael B. Jordan. What he does in Sinners is incredibly impressive. Playing twins is already difficult. It's not original. Of course, others have done it before, but the way he differentiated those characters emotionally and physically was remarkable. And honestly, I think he's playing more than two characters there. If you've seen the movie, then you know what I mean. I think he will win, and I think who should win? Michael B. Jordan. And of course, as I said, Chalamet still has a shot. This has nothing to do with the ballet opera thing. Yes, I spoke about this in a separate video. I do recognize that the backlash really took flight just after, maybe even the day of the Oscar voting closing. So I don't think there's going to be enough of a dent there to really impact what people were already going to do. But here's the thing with Chalamet, and I've mentioned it before, and I'll say it again. I think people respect him as an actor, but I don't know if people really like him that much right now in the acting body. And I don't know if it's the, again, combination of things. around the marketing campaign for Marty Supreme, his previous acceptance speeches, and um, what I think is really confidence and manifestation, but others may see as arrogance in somebody who has youth, his constant quest for greatness. I think it's actually rubbed people the wrong way. And I also feel like a lot of the conversation around Chalamet right now, it's not about his work, it's actually about what he's doing off screen. Once that starts happening, I think, like I said, the mostly actor voting body will start to turn on you. He's also young. I don't want to be ageist here, but with few exceptions, I mean, we saw it actually with Anna Paquin, who won her Best Supporting Actress for the piano. I think she was 11 years old when she won that. It can happen, but I think the combination of all the things going into the Chalamet cocktail right now, I think he's turned a lot of people off, and I think that's going to hurt his chances here. Then there's also the Wagner Moura question. Now, I shamefully still haven't seen The Secret Agent, but I'm hoping to rectify that before Oscar night. And a lot of buzz around his performance as well. So if there's any dark horse, it could be actually Wagner Moura. I don't know, man. I think Chalamet, I don't think he's a serious contender right now. I hate saying that because I think he was great at Marty Supreme. If you had asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said it's his to lose. But I do think momentum, as I said before, I'll say it again, is definitely a big deal here. And I can't overlook the fact that a lot of people right now in the industry are really supporting and lifting up Michael B. Jordan. He's had a lot of really good press lately as well. And yeah, I think a lot of people are behind him. So he just won the SAG. And ironically, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win the Oscar because, as we know, Chalamet won the SAG last year and he lost the Oscar ultimately to Adrian Brody. So who knows? But right now, I think momentum, it feels like it's Michael B. Jordan's to win. So I think he will win. And actually, who should win? I'm going to say Michael B. Jordan. All right. Now moving on to Best Picture. This is the category I'm most torn on because obviously the same pick is One Battle After Another. It won the PGA, the DGA, the BAFTA, the critics, the Globes, everything, except for the actor award. However, something about this race just feels different. And I'm probably going to look very foolish saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Who should win and who will win? I think Sinners. I just have this feeling. And I have this mental image of somebody opening the envelope, okay, pausing for a split second before saying Sinners and becoming a meme, much like we saw with Viola Davis when Michael B. Jordan won the actor at the last ceremony. I just think it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be surprised on Oscar night. I will not be shocked, however, if One Battle does win. It's an incredible film, but something in my gut says Sinners is going to take this one. This one is the one I'm most excited to see. And you know what? Honestly, I can also see, as I said, a universe where it just goes exactly as planned. But don't sleep on Sinners. I actually think it should win Best Picture, considering everything it achieved cinematically, technically. It deserves it. One Battle, also a fantastic film. But yeah, pound for pound, if I'm going to go with one, yeah, I think we're going to have a Sinners upset. So let's see what happens on Sunday. All right. So there you have it. Those are my picks. This is one of the most unpredictable Oscars in years, which honestly makes it way more fun. So tell me, who do you think will win and who should win? Are they one and the same? Because I promise you, at least half of us are going to be wrong. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. All right, Alchemists, enjoy the show. And as always, stay curious.